Real Dad Talk, episode 79, Fatherhood.
Welcome, everyone. Chris B here along with Rob K. How you doing, Rob?
Chris, I'm in disbelief right now.
I like this.
Well, it's cold. We're in LA. It's cold. But has hell freezing over? Knicks just beat Boston game one of the playoffs.
In overtime.
Is this really happening?
In overtime.
In overtime.
Yeah, let's see what they do with the rest of it.
Is this real? Is this real
Brunson's
life?
insane, dude. Brunson is absolutely insane.
Bridges and Brunson.
Bridges had a great game. He had what? What is his name? Anunoby?
Yes.
He had 3 threes.
They were down by 20.
Yeah. Well, who are the Lakers playing in this round?
I don't think anybody.
They're playing Cancun Reservations is what they're playing.
They're playing in Mexico.
Oh, man. Yes. So, did you hear Reddick's speech?
What did he say?
Outgoing speech? We all need to take care of our health and get in shape. And I think he was talking to one person only. We're talking to all you guys, people. But JJ Reddick was talking to one person. Poor guy. They almost actually turned around and said, what's his name? Who's the GM for Dallas?
Well, I mean, listen, Anthony Edwards, X Factor. Anthony Edwards is amazing.
They were all good.
I mean, they
all played well.
They all play, and
I'm disappointed in Austin Reeves.
Dante and ex-Nick.
DiVincenzo?
Yeah,
is that his name?
He did great.
Yeah, he did.
Even though the cat didn't do too well tonight's game for the Knicks. He was struggling a little bit.
All right. But they're working on it. Let's see. Keep
Regardless,
our fingers crossed for game 2.
We'll see.
How's your weekend?
It was good.
By the way, the setup for today, I don't know how far back you guys have been watching us, but when we were recording, when we were at the Granada Hills house,
yes,
we had the palm tree in the background. And we sat here and I'm like, oh, is it a palm tree in the background?
Get the backdrop of the palm tree. Is it real? Is it fake?
No, this was
Is it AI?
No, it was painted on.
It might be AI.
How's your weekend?
It was good. Weekend was great. We had a field day for a school. Thank you to the Booster Club. They did amazing. The Fathers Club, Titans Dads, we were at the field day as well. So kids had a great time.
What'd you guys do?
We basically had a corner.
Okay.
We were basically having free coffee. We had a little lounge. We had NBA games going on.
Oh, nice!
So it was fantastic.
Very cool.
How about your weekend?
So we had something similar as far as the school goes. We had our father-daughter dance. It's really cool.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah. So shout out to our PSC for putting that together, and the North Hills Fathers Club members were there with their daughters. It was good. It's just that, moms always think that they're doing everything, and they actually are.
They are.
But
moms are doing everything.
They are. But this is like the one night that dad actually takes daughter out on a date, and hopefully we're setting an example of how they should be treated on a date.
I mean, but these memories will last forever. I mean, things like this are relatively new age. This is our generation that we're doing these kind of dances, right? Or, I mean, it's been around for a while, but I think we're getting more.
I don't remember my dad going to a father-daughter dance with my sister. I don't remember that. But it was cool. They always, they take photos and stuff like that. So last year, the school didn't do it for whatever reason. So it was a year before, which was my first year there. And you take the photos of the kids, and then you take the picture with your daughters. So what I did is I asked the photographer if he can, set the girls up with the same pose as they had the one from 2 years ago. And then they're looking at it and they're like, oh, we were babies. I'm like, yeah, but we're thinking you guys were much, much smaller than you remember being small. So it was fun.
But
it was cool.
These years, you're going to see these pictures, even the pictures between the years, and be like, wow, like time.
But I miss those albums where you actually flip through photos. But you know what though? That's another thing, because we're Dad's Mother's Day is around the corner, right? So what we were talking about doing, what I was talking about doing with the girls is maybe making a collage, right, of all the photos. We could stay out of it, right? So
we always have to stay out of it,
right? I think it's better when we stay out of it. Maybe make like a photo album, or a little collage of the kids with mom. They put their work in, we put our work in. Hopefully, I shouldn't say hopefully. They take care of us on Father's Day.
Absolutely.
So it's a nice opportunity. Yeah,
I'll tell you, going back to the father-daughter dance, we had one a couple of months ago for our school.
cool.
And I really love the general concept of it because not only is that a special night for the kids, but also other fathers to kind of engage in conversation, talk about parenting. Because what I was noticing that evening was there were a lot of fathers that got together that had, kids in the same class or in another class, and they were like, hey, they're discussing real topics.
Sure. And you know what? 9 out of 10 times, sorry to cut you off. I always.
But you're not sorry.
I know. They all have the same story.
Yeah. But
It's like, I hate it when, or I love it when, and we're like, yeah. It's those moments where you're like suffocating, and then they do something amazing, and you're like,
well,
okay,
that's the one thing, which is the camaraderie.
Sure.
Because the father-daughter dance is great. You spend time with your daughter or daughters. Because
Right.
this past year I've seen fathers had a couple daughters.
Mine are too.
Yeah. So, but the thing that I love is just the atmosphere being there, because we're all one. We're all there for the same purpose. Our
Right.
daughters, our children, and it's like. Not to sound cheesy. Hey, I'm not getting to a Hallmark
No, it's
moment.
okay. You can be cheesy.
It's-
Hallmark's
But
okay.
it was like a special moment. Even like you say, that picture.
Yeah.
That picture is in my dining room right now. Just I
Right.
love looking at it because that smile. Someone told me they're like, I've never seen you smile so much in your
Yeah.
life, and I was like, just because
It grounds you.
It
It grounds your kid. If you allow it, your kids can ground you. And I'm sure we've talked about this in the past. When everything is going berserk, you come home, and what you hope, and what most of the time can happen if you let it happen, is just to eat up that neutral love that that they offer you. And if they're pissed off at you, then listen to them, hear them out, and
I mean,
yeah,
I was just talking about this. Having teenagers, it's fun.
I'm not there yet. I'm not there
These
yet.
conversations are really amusing because I remember us being teenagers. We had this conversation right before we got on the camera. We're talking about this, how our kids, I mean, I was afraid to say some of these things in front of my dad. Now, they're more expressive. They say,
Forget
Yeah.
that. We're telling them to share with us. That would have never happened.
Oh,
at all.
actually, I take it back. I don't want them to share with us.
no,
I'm
I do
joking.
want
I'm
them to
joking.
share.
But
I do
yeah,
want them to share.
it's amazing. But at the same time, conversation. They have to understand that it's talking, it's communicating, not yelling. Because at the end of the day,
Trying to say you don't yell
well, I don't. I talk
loudly.
I talk loudly.
I do it too. So I'm not just pointing you out.
So the thing is, though,
Passionately.
But when you want to communicate passionately, you can't be yelling. And that's the one thing where I get it. Teenagers, they're going through all these things within their body, hormone changes, whatever it may be.
They'll just shut you out.
Oh, but that's the thing. They don't want to hear it. They right away.
Yeah.
Door closed.
They clock out.
Don't close your door. Oh, they think that they have rights. This is my house. No, this is not your
Oh, I
house.
thought you were saying like don't close the door to the conversation.
Oh,
You
no,
literally meant the door.
Close the door. I go, hey.
I was like, wow, that's
Knock,
pretty
knock. Guess who's back? But the point being is, time moves way too fast. So going from the father-daughter dance, which is at these precious ages, to teenage years where every conversation could be a challenge, it's like that communication has to still be there. Because what always is the issue is what? Communication between people, between friends, between family. If you don't have the right
Yeah.
communication, we're failing at this time.
It's when someone's talking to you, look at them in the eyes, right? Speak loudly, clearly, not loud as if you're yelling, but let them hear you. And those are the things they're gonna hopefully take in. I don't know. What do I know? I've been doing this for 8 years, and I still don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I'm just hoping that, none of our work is in vain at all.
No.
We're doing it. They're absorbing like a sponge. It takes a little bit longer for some children. In some situations, it takes longer to absorb it. But I think at the end of the day, we're doing a great job.
I was like that. I was that one. Takes a little longer.
You weren't that one. I was.
No,
that
they call me the late bloomer.
I think.
I bloom late and everything. Oh, that's the only downside out here, huh? Is the mosquitoes. But it's
Bro,
nice though. I love
It's
it.
not nice. We're wearing jackets in May. Hey,
It's okay.
these are not props. This is not a lifesaver. This is not a lifesaver. We're actually wearing jackets in May in California. So let's talk about the weather. Just joking. Al Roker is not here
I
tonight.
was like, I don't remember hearing about that one.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us on this episode of Real Dad Talk.
Wait, what's going on with the Denver game?
It's commercial break. We can't catch that one. We can't catch that one. But let's talk about what's going to happen with playoffs, and eventually, I don't know.
Summer's around the corner.
What are we gonna do? What are summer plans? We're already done with summer. School's out.
So we opted this year for a lot of different reasons. Instead of doing like one big trip, to do a few smaller trips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So my wife, anytime we go out of state or out of the country or whatever, she'll look up, what to do in that state or what to do in that country. She's like, Chris, I haven't even looked up what to do in California. Right?
Yeah.
So wherever your hometown state is or city or whatever, look it up. See what your own city, what your own state has to offer, yeah?
I will tell you, I for spring break a couple weeks ago went to Pismo Beach. Pismo Beach, California.
Yeah, it's nice.
I've only been there twice, and this is our second time, and it's absolutely beautiful. But regarding summer, I mean, number one, it is nice to take those adventures within your state.
Right.
But two, summertime, it's a lot of summer camps.
Day camp, summer summer school.
My kids are doing a couple of basketball camps.
Right.
And also go-away camps, which is nice because, gives the parents time to breathe in a sense.
Yeah, for sure.
When your kids gets old enough.
You don't have to sit there and review homework or help them with homework.
Well, no, I'm saying it's a growing process for them. So when they go away to camp for those 4
yes.
Yeah, for those 4 or 5 nights, have to be self-sufficient. They got to be able to, bathe, feed. It's all through direction to the counselors. Yeah. But I think it's a nice thing because it's another step of them getting to that next level of
take care of yourself.
Exactly.
Mom and dad aren't always going to be there. Mom's not always going to be there. Dad's not always going to be there.
And in the mornings, they got to get their own breakfast. They're hungry. They got to get their own breakfast. Instead of us being like, hey, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? 20 times. What do you want to eat?
Not only that, it's, can you get me this? Can you get me that? You're just as far as from the refrigerator as I am.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I got to get up.
So I learned this. They become self-reliant when they come back from these camps.
Sure. That's a good one.
So we want to end this episode of Real Dad Talk with saying thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure. We'll check you on the next episode. Check us out on therealdadtalk.com. Also on Twitter, on Instagram, @therealdadtalk. And lastly, Facebook, Real Dad Talk.
Go Knicks.
We'll see you next time. Real Dad Talk.